Hello and welcome to the Nations Cup round 11 from Suzuka. Join me for my qualifying lap. The cars in this race were all driving the same car, the Toyota GT86, and we all have to use the sports hard tyres, which are the worst of the tyres in terms of grip level, but they will last the longest. And there's no pit stops required in the race, so it's all about managing the tyre wear and hopefully getting to the end of the race in one piece. So here we are coming through the S's. Now, as you've hopefully watched the other races I've shown, I've raced at this track, but only the short version, the East Course short version. I haven't actually raced at Suzuka for a while now. I certainly haven't raced it since I've had my steering wheel, and I certainly haven't raced it in this car with these tyres. The tyres are split into three categories. You've got comfort, we've got sport, and we've got racing, and each of those categories you have three levels of grip. You have soft, medium and hard. So we're kind of on pretty much the worst tyre that you would probably go racing with. The comfort ones you wouldn't race with at all. So what can I do? You can see my out lap, which has us coming out of the pits. It's a 2:51. So let's see. We've exited the hairpin now. We're coming up to enter Spoon Curve shortly. Double the left-hander. A little tricky because it tightens up for the second corner. You actually think it's opening up, it's actually getting tighter. Not a bad line through there. Now down the long straight before 130R. Go into Casio Triangle, and slow chicane before ending the lap. What time have I got and where will I be on the grid? A 2:43.8 for the race, that puts me 11th. Thank you for watching that. I hope you stick with me for the race. So, welcome to race day. If you skipped qualifying using the YouTube chapters, you'll need to know that I'm starting in 11th. But let's have a look at the rest of the grid. There we go. There's Ray Azudid 1 from Great Britain in pole position. And next to him on the front row is Elder Gulli from Austria. Second row in third place is Franchix 2481 from Spain, and in fourth we have Max Tax 98 Uwe from Netherlands. From Germany in fifth we have Dirk Sack, and next to him in sixth is Olagli from the Czech Republic. From Italy, Mr. Babile 7 in seventh, and from Russia we have VC Victorian in 8th. From France we have Julio LJ 11 in 9th, and in 10th we have Lex Kersley from Great Britain. There's me in 11th in my orange, GT86, and in 12th next to me from Britain also is QOS 1919. From Spain in 13th we have SK Aken, and in 14th we have Robo WB37. From India, from 15th we have Vicky 644, and in 16th Shields DS7 from Great Britain. So some of the others must have dropped out, giving us 16 starters. False start are to be penalised. Wait for the red lights to go out. Number 10 has moved off early, so he's going to get a penalty, and off we go, the lights are out. So 10's false start actually made him have to hesitate again a second time and slowed him off the grid. We've got some guy behind me coming up alongside me into this first corner. Yeah, so it's all a bit hectic in the first corner, everyone trying to get through in one piece. So sometimes side by side, sometimes you can't take the racing line. But we're through there cleanly. Just running up the back of FC Victorian, who I've raced before in other races. Oh, across the exits there, across the curbstones. And so I'm moving to 8th at the moment after that messy first few corners. Right on the tail of FC Victorian there. So can we settle down and have a nice race from here as we head through Degner 2 and up towards the hairpin again. Now we're alongside now after that exit. No we're not, and fell back again. Come up the inside line for this one though. Can I take anything here? Oh, a little tapped him on the corner there, sorry about that. Don't know if he turned in or what happened there, but there's been no penalty awarded, although someone's got a big penalty in the background. Go up to 7th as we head down towards Spoon Curve. Oh, a bit wide going into there. Oh no, I've lost it on the curbstones. And not only am I battling with no traction control, I'm also battling with very limited grip on these hard tyres, which are also cold on this first lap, so they haven't even got up to temperature yet as well. So a lot to contend with as I'm getting to learn the aspects of these races that involve tyre wear and tyre temperature. So now I've dropped down to 10th. Oh, and I'm nudged off there as well. Oh, nudged off there as well, and then span trying to get back on again. Now that guy has received a second penalty for that, but it hasn't helped me in the slightest now as I drop back to 13th with Vicky 644 from India right coming up. Oh, she's got past me there through Casio Triangle. So now I'm dropped to 15th. That wasn't a great first lap, some unforced errors by myself and backed off the track into the final corners as well by somebody else. So I've got to battle my way back from 15th. Is it going to get any worse? Well, it will do if I do that all the time. I've gone off into turn 1 quite badly and then across the grass trying to get back on the track. So there we have it. Acclimatous lap 1 and first corner in the second lap. So I've got nowhere to fall back to now. And I have some clean laps and maybe get some places back. Hopefully now I'm by myself. Not after. Oh, as Shields DS7 goes off there, so that's given me a place back through the S's. Yeah, with the drivers all being matched with. Oh, another one serving a penalty by the look of that. Yep, so oh no, not saving it, but she's must have gone off somewhere. It was Vicky 644 again, and I've also got past Robo W37 in Degner 1. That was a nice overtake, an actual overtake that time, rather than relying on someone else's misfortune. So I'm moved to 13th. Yeah, as I was about to say, the game matches you with drivers of similar skill levels. So not only you match with D-rated drivers, you're also matched with drivers who can realistically run on very similar lap times. Now, as 5.5 seconds off the leaders on the grid, but it matches you with drivers of similar skill levels. So there is little chance, unfortunately, of overtakes. There's some, obviously, like I've just shown. But unfortunately, a lot of the overtakes you get through the race are down to misfortunes of other drivers, which isn't the way you want to go. But like I say, if you can keep yourself clean races, you're bound to make up places. So let's hope after my disastrous first lap I can do something about that in this race. Now we're heading down the long back straight towards 130 out. Almost flat. Certainly with these tyres, can't take it flat through here before heavy braking into the Casio Triangle chicane. Put a little bit of that corner, but no penalty. So we come down to finish the second lap of this 9-lap race in 13th with a time of 2:47. So it's still a bit off me qualifying time. There's more pace out there. Hopefully the tyres will start warming up and I can improve not only lap times but also my position. Oh, yeah, someone else has gone off there, a bit like I did in the second lap. So now I'm up into 12th. Next up the road is QOS 1919, also from Britain. So I've got to keep it clean. I'm on my own at the moment, so I'm able to not have any distractions, not get muscled off the road anywhere, and hopefully concentrate on my own line and my own braking points and my own turning points. So what is going to happen now? Well, coming up to the hairpin for the third time. Clip the apex. Classic out in out line on that one. And a lot of you, any beginners out there watching these, going fast into a corner isn't your fastest way round corners. You need to brake early, take the right line through there and get your fast exits. It's your fast exits that usually increase your lap times. So don't be thinking that you can go in there braking really late and getting fast around the corner, because it just won't work. Unfortunately, I carried too much speed through that corner and ended up running wide. But despite that, I've still gained a little bit on 11th. He's actually now Julio LJ11 from France. QOS has actually got past him, which may be one reason why I look like I'm gaining. So there's another target now up front which I'm gaining on as we come through 130 out. And there he is. I'm right on his tail now. Kind of hang on down this start and finish straight and pick up a bit of a toe. The answer somehow is he's got through there a lot quicker than I did. So he's pulled out a bit of a gap again. That's a large gap through that final corner complex. I don't think I was going that slowly through it, but must be a faster way. So, oh, he's going to run a little wide there through turn 1 and 2. He's run a little wide. This will give me the chance to catch him back up again. Oh yes, he's gone right a little again, but he has got the inside line. So still no way past him through the S's. He'll be coming into Dunlop and through the Degners. Dunlop curve, running down into the first Degner curve, which is the faster of the two. There we go, Degner 1, and then the slower Degner 2 curve. Oh, got that corner a little bit. Having got past him, I'm now going to lose the position, I would assume, in the next penalty zone, unless I can pull a bit further ahead. So hairpin, oh, a tad wide there through not managing to get the apex, but no room for him to get past. And now we head up the short run to Spoon curve again. So I need to pull out a bit of a gap if I can, because the half-second penalty actually costs you more than half a second. Or you get taken away from your controls for half a second while it takes your foot off the accelerator and just cancels everything out. But then there's also the getting back up to speed again after that penalty. So half a second penalty. Oh, and I've run wide again there. Oh, nearly into the gravel. That's really, yeah, so now he's got past me before my penalty, which, as I was saying, is actually slightly longer than the half a second you get given, because you have to build your speed back up again. So back down to 12th now, and we're just coming up back straight again through these final few corners before finishing lap 4. So we're almost halfway through this race. Tyres so far, I think, are probably holding up better than I am. I think the only reason I'm going off is because I'm trying to carry too much speed through the corners. But despite the penalty and despite my offs, I've had the best lap so far, 2:46.9, and now I really am on my own for a little bit. So it's now time to concentrate and try and get things right. As we come through the first couple of corners and up into the S's one more time. By the way, the numbers on the side of the car, I think they're generated randomly by the computer. It's nothing to do with your lap time. I think it's just randomly assigned to you in the setup of the game by the PlayStation. So I've had my best first sector. Got to keep it clean coming out of Spoon, which is where I've been wide a few times now, and I'm still with 3 seconds off my qualifying pace. So the tyres may still be getting to temperature. I have no experience with these tyres in a longer race. This is only my 3rd race of any great distance. Most of my races, as you've hopefully seen, are now the sort of 8 or 9 minute daily races. I raced twice in Spa in the last round of the Nations Cup. You can race up to 5 times in each round, to try and improve any result you may have, but it only takes your last race result into effect for the rankings. And my last race in Spa, which you can see here, I finished 4th. After the previous race there, I didn't know about the tyre regulations and got a serious penalty dropping me to 11th. So my last race, which counted for the rankings, I finished 4th in Spa. So this is my first and only race at Suzuka. So coming up the next few days, be around 12. So look out for that one coming up. You might like to click the bell icon next to subscribe so you don't miss that video when it comes out. And like I say, I've tried to ask in the past if there's anything you like about these videos, if there's anything you want to see, anything you don't like, then please comment, let me know. I'm fairly new to all this, so I'm trying to give you guys something that you'd enjoy. As I come through lap 12 now, that's better. Sorry, lap 5 in 12, 2:43.3. So there we go. I've pretty much matched my qualifying time now. If I can do that for the next few laps, then at least that should solidify my position and maybe even gain me a couple. So lap 6 now, we're past halfway. Less than 3 more laps to go. Now I did mention tyre wear earlier. In Belgium the tyre wear was 5 times, so for every lap we did the tyres wore the equivalent of 5 laps. This one, even though we're on the hard tyres which should last anyway, the degradation of these tyres are 18 times. So every lap we do around here, these sports hard tyres will wear the equivalent to 18 laps. So although they may just about be hanging on now, or I'm hanging on now with them rather, as I record my best time so far. Another 3 laps to go, they might still be on the edge of their grip levels. Still, no one's pitted at the moment, so I don't intend to myself. Like I said in qualifying, there is no pit stop requirement this time round, which I double checked before the race after my problems in Spa. So, can I get anything more out of this lap, this race, and at least equal my starting position, if not better it? Or am I destined to finish in 12th? Oh, as I go wide again this time. Oh, and even into the gravel a little bit that time. That has slowed me down. That will have slowed me down after the improvements made at the beginning of this lap. So how do I fare on my lap times coming up to this next sector checkpoint? Yeah, I'm now 1.4 seconds down on my times now. That's cost me over a second, and presumably allowed people behind me to catch up, although there's still no one fairly close, so I'm alright for now. Still safely in 12th. Guli from Austria still not in camera shot. So 3 laps to go. Not a bad lap considering me off. 2:44.2. There you go. There's 13th and 14th behind me on the pit straight. So I'm going to keep it clean now. This is what I really have to. Little snag there. It's slightly wrong through there. Now I know the S's fairly well from the short circuit variation of this track. It's Dunlop curb and onwards, which I haven't driven around much before, except in qualifying previous laps of this race. So there's a lot of time to be had here, even if I can't find it. Pole sitter was sitting on a 2:38 time, even with this car and these tyres, so there's a lot of time to be found. I'm just having to improve my skill level and improve my racing. Oh no, that's disastrous. No, that's not improving, that's getting worse. Oh, so off into the gravel, badly there. That's gonna give, yeah, there he is, there's 13th, Elder Guli from Austria. He's right now back with me. Oh no, he gave me a little tap there into that corner. Fortunately didn't go off. Unfortunately managed to stay on the track there coming out of it. But he is now right behind me. And even Vicky 644 has caught up a little bit. So now I have got some pressure on me. I can't relax. I've got to keep my own. I've got to make it right now to stop these guys getting past. If I can. Got to get spoon right. Otherwise they'll be past me. Right, that's better that time. Once I've got nearer the apex and stayed on the track. So that's better, and I pulled out a little tiny lead gap there. Give me a bit of a breather. Coming up this back straight towards 130. Can I keep the gap? Or is he going to close in on me again? Oh, he's run a little wide. Sometimes running wide through there, which the game doesn't seem to penalise you for. can actually not hamper your lap times too much, but he has run very deep into Casio Triangle, so that will have hampered him a lot as he's dropped off there, and even has 14th place to contend with now. So 2 laps to go. That was a 2:49. No, that wasn't great. That was my worst lap so far, discounting the opening lap, which obviously isn't going to go your fastest as you're starting from a standing start. So yeah, that was my worst lap of the race. That was a little wide through turn 1 there. Managed to hold it. So 2 laps to go, and these guys behind me have caught up. Come on, I need to keep this together now for 2 more laps. 5 more minutes. Still hanging on with me. I haven't managed to pull away. In fact, Vicky's actually got past Elder Goulet, and she's now in 13th. I didn't actually see that. Is she going to gain on me too? As we come out of the Degner curves and up towards a hairpin for the penultimate time. There we go. Missed the apex a little bit there. Oh, and I've run onto the grass. That's not going to help. Oh, Vicky did too. But she's certainly gained, despite running on the grass like I did. So now she's right on my tail. Nothing separating us at all. Any mistake she'll pounce on. As we come up to the spoon. Oh! Completely too fast into there. Oversteered dramatically. Managed to recover it for the exit. But she did get through me in that. Get past me. Now I've got it all to do again. Yeah, that's 2 seconds off my pace, that is. And not another great lap. Oh, she went wide there. Oh, and she's on the grass going into that one as well. She's gone very deep into Casio Triangle. She's completely missed that complex, which has now allowed me to get past. And look at the damage on the back of her car. Right, so back up to 12th now. 1 lap to go, final lap. That was a 2:45 lap, so not completely my worst, but not a great one. Can go better. If I can go better, hopefully I'll stay in 12th. Oh, off the track a little bit going into turn 1, which brings her back alongside and through. So I've lost 12th again. Tyres now will be towards the end of their life, which will have something to do with the lap times as well. But now it really is a case of just holding on, staying on the tarmac, finding that grip. Oh, a little wide through the exits of the middle of the S-curves there. We've caught up to 11th, both of us, so there's potentially 2 places to be gained here. And we're coming out of Dunlop almost together. So into Degner 1. Julio's gone wide, and we've both passed him, and in that as well I've passed Vicky. So I gained 2 places through those corners. That was slightly better for me, although helped by one of them going off. Now the hairpin, as Vicky's come alongside me. Oh, bumping around that corner. She's managed to muscle away to 11th again. Come on. A little bit of toe up towards Spoon. Managed to get alongside, and she's gone off. Yeah, she's gone off there, so now 11th. So a bit of tussle between us two in these closing laps. Swapping places a few times. But now just this straight and a few corners to go. Fingers crossed I can hold it together and finish in 11th. Come on, don't mess up now. Very slow lap. That's definitely got probably more to do with the grip levels of the tyres than anything else. Vicky goes well off there, coming out of 130 out, and here we come. And I didn't even get a chance to cross the finish line. I was that far behind the leaders. So 11th there in that race. Not great, not brilliant. Another experience on those hard tyres. So scruffy race, but enjoyed it nevertheless. Hope you did too. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next race.